to a new show entitled The Misconception of Mental Illness. The misconception of mental illness is very pervasive throughout our society due to the heavily influencing medial effect on our population. In the media, the mentally ill are generally portrayed as serial killers, sociopaths, and the like, very violent people, when in actuality, the mentally ill, 90% of them are completely harmless, and actually some of them can be quite charming. Another problem that stands in our way is that because of the influence of the media, people don't really have a true understanding of mental illness themselves. The only people who really have a true understanding of mental illness are the mentally ill people themselves, who actually go through what's involved in treating mental illness, and I would say a good percentage of the psychiatrists that treat the mentally ill. Mental illness, generally treated with one or more prescription medications, such as antipsychotics, antidepressants, anticonvulsants, mood stabilizers, and the like. However, due to our pill-popping society and the idea that everything has to be a quick fix and there's no road to go down if you want to do it the right way, and if you want to, everyone wants a quick fix. Nobody wants to do the work involved in getting better, okay? So people are basically popping pills due to the fact that our country is overrun by the pharmaceutical industries. The pharmaceutical industries have politicians in their back pocket because of the funding of campaigns. Doctors themselves get a kickback due to the fact that the pharmaceutical companies say, if you sell my drug, then, we're going to give you a percentage. So too often, prescription medication is provided for those people that do not have a serious biological illness. It's more like situational depression. Situational depression is something that occurs within a circumstance and can be taken care of circumstantially and not physiologically. Like, my boyfriend just broke up with me, I'm like really sad and really depressed. And, psychiatrists would say, oh, we have a pill for that. When really there's nothing wrong with their neurology in their brain, but there's something about the situation that they don't like and they can't identify it. And the true method of curing this type of situational depression is therapy, is talking about the problem and finding out what you can do to resolve it. But when you add an antidepressant as a quick fix, not only does it not take care of the real problem, because the real problem still exists, but it adds another problem. It adds a space for that drug. And drugs have side effects, and drugs have withdrawal effects, and it creates a dependency. Even if it's a non-addictive drug, unlike benzodiazepines, which are controlled substances, even if we're talking about, an antidepressant such as an SSRI, which is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, like Lexapro, Celexa, Zoloft, Paxil, they create a dependency. And then, not only is the situation not resolved, but you find that you are dependent on these drugs and that you need to take an extra drug. So you create an extra problem in your life. And too often, people think that, oh, now I have another problem in my life, so these are the side effects, so let me take even more medication. And a famous instance of this was Michael Jackson's death. His childhood was extremely, extremely hard, and he was very fearful of his father, and he wasn't able to get the kind of therapeutic treatment that he needed. So in order to sleep and just forget about his problems, he took a horse tranquilizer, which his doctor was all too ready to give him because of his salary, $100,000 every single month. And because Michael Jackson kept saying just more and more and more, and he was basically a drug addict, and there was one time where he had to keep his mother waiting for about 4 hours while he cleaned himself up because he was so addicted to drugs. Drugs are a maladaptive coping mechanism. They are a means to escape that can result in deadly consequences. And as we can see, Michael Jackson is no longer with us, no longer Whitney Houston as well.